Hey guys, so welcome back to our YouTube channel, and today is Tuesday, so that means another episode of Real Talk Tuesdays. Last week I talked about breastfeeding and formula, so if you want to check that video out, I'll go ahead and leave it down in the description box below. But yeah, if you want to continue watching this video, we're going to talk about people's opinions on John and I's parenting choices. Then just keep watching. Okay, so one of the things that I had, like growing up, I've always been the type of person that I care a lot about what people say and a lot about, you know, what people think about me or my decisions I make. And that's always been something that I've been so concerned about and something that I've always had to work on. Well, now that I have a kid, it's even a bigger issue because now you have people commenting or, you know, commenting or putting in their opinions about the way John and I parent or our parenting decisions. But yeah, so we have a lot of people who, you know, have their opinions or their suggestions or their advice. And, you know, one of the things I've had to learn as, you know, being Ella's mom or John and I being her parents is we're her parents and we're going to do what we think is best, and we don't have to listen to what everybody else says. And I'm not saying that that's easy, because in no way is it easy for me. Like I said, I've always been one to care a lot about what people say. Of course, this is a lot harder, but that's just something I've had to learn. And I think all parents, like, you're the parent, so you decide how you're going to parent. You make those decisions, and you shouldn't care about what anybody else says or what anybody else thinks about the decisions you make or how you choose to raise your child or your children. And that's just how I feel. God gave you that child, and as long as your child's not in danger and you're loving and you're nurturing and you're caring to that child and they're happy and healthy, then you do what you want to do. I mean, you know, it goes back to the whole, like, whether it's like breastfeeding or formula, or if you choose to keep your kid on a schedule or not on a schedule, if you choose to co-sleep, like things like that, that's your choice. That's your decision. You get to choose whatever you want as, you know, being a parent. And I think that's totally fine. No parent should make you feel that the way you parent is wrong. So I think that's something we've always had, me and John have had to learn, especially just because, like, with our parents, I mean, we love our parents to death. They're very supportive. They love Ella, which we're grateful for to have that. We're grateful that Ella has such great loving grandparents, but, you know, they are very opinionated, and so we've had to learn to just, you know, kind of hear them out. But in the end, it's our decision. It's our choice on how we parent or the decisions we make. And that's just something we've had to learn to just, you know, listen to them, but kindly, you know, deny it or kindly reject the advice that they have or the opinions that they have, because, you know, of course they're our parents, so they're going to have their opinions. They've raised us certain ways, and we kind of raised Ella a different way, and so that's just something we've had to, in a loving way, just, you know, say thanks, but no, this is what we're going to do. I think one of the big issues, or one of the things that was, you know, like not criticized, but that people had comments on, was the whole thing with Ella being on a schedule. So in the NICU, she was on a feeding schedule. She was eating every 3 hours, so it was 3, 6, 9, 12, and then it repeated. So when she got out of the NICU, that's what I kept her on, and she did fall off of it for a little while, but I think it was because she was going through a growth spurt. And my sister had made a comment. I mean, don't get me wrong, my sister watches my videos, but I love her, and I know she just, you know, she was just saying, like, kidding, but, you know, she was saying, like, you know, Ella's not going to be on a schedule. That's just, you know, she doesn't want to do that. Quit trying to, you know, things like that. And, you know, yeah, that's what she said, but in the end, like, I'm going to keep her on a schedule. And she is still on her schedule. She still eats at those times. She may eat, like, 15 minutes earlier if she's really hungry, but for the most part, that's just what we choose to do. I find it a lot easier. I know some moms who are like, no, like, they're gonna eat, you know, whenever they're hungry, because when they're out, they don't want to have to be like, oh, I have to go home because it's 12 o'clock, I have to feed my child. And that's fine. Like, if that, you know, that's how that's how a mom wants to parent, that's totally fine. That doesn't make it wrong. Like, just like it doesn't make it wrong that I have her on a schedule. I just find it easier that way. And that's just something I've had to, you know, be very stern about or very strict about, is I work all week trying to keep her on the schedule, and so come the weekend, because we do live with my parents, like on the weekend she'll be taking a nap and my mom will want to come in and hold her, come in and like, you know, see what she's doing, and I tell her like, no, she can't be held, she needs to sleep. And that's just something I don't mean to be rude. Like I said, I love, you know, my parents, I love his parents, they're great grandparents, but I'm not going to compromise her schedule or our schedule that we have, that I worked on so, you know, all week for her to stay on, just because for their convenience, because they want to hold her. Like, it's just something I'm not gonna do. And I'm not, you know, I'm not one way to his parents or one way to my parents. Like, she, you know, or like I said, when we're here, she's sleeping, I tell my mom, don't wake her up, no, you can't hold her because she needs to nap. And that's just, and John and I were just talking about this a little bit ago, like, being on that schedule, you just have to make those, you know, decisions. You have to tell grandparents, no, you can't hold her right now because she's on a schedule and she's sleeping. So that's just something we've had to kind of, you know, get past, because it's hard for us. Like I said, we've always been, especially with our parents, we've always wanted to please them and, you know, things like that, but we've had to just tell them, sorry, you can't. And so those are just things that we've had to learn, that we're gonna parent a certain way, we're gonna make decisions maybe that our parents aren't okay with, or that they may have, you know, done differently with us growing up, but we've just had to learn that that's just how we parent, and that's okay. Like I said, as long as Ella's happy and she's not in danger and she's, you know, eating and growing, then what we decide to do, like, that's what we decide to do. You know, like I said, people are gonna have their opinions, people are gonna have their advice or their suggestions on the way you parent, and you just have to take it and say okay and go about your business. Go about how you choose to parent, and just, you know, let what people say, just don't take it to heart, take it very lightly, and just go on parenting the way you parent, because you're the parent, you're raising them, and you know what's best for them. And so that's just one topic I wanted to talk about, because I know it's been kind of hard for, you know, John and I just to be kind of strong in that and know that we are the parents and we do make the decisions, and, you know, people are going to have opinions, but we just have to keep sticking to what we want to do and what we think is best for Ella. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all I had to talk about, one of the, you know, talks. And I just want to encourage all parents and all moms, whatever you feel is best for your child, just keep doing. Whatever parenting decisions or parenting style you have, just keep doing. If it works for you and it works for your child, then you go right ahead and do it. And don't listen to what other people say. Don't listen to your parents, siblings, you know, society, social media. You know, I think that's a big one. And don't compare yourself to other moms or to other parents, because we all have different parenting styles. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll go ahead and, like I said, I'll link the last video down in the description box below, and make sure if you like these videos, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you. Bye.